Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Demko Modelworks. Jake here with you. Just taking you through tonight and showing you what's going on. I'm waiting for some stuff to come in from my client Hank's Enterprise E. I've got some stuff. I've got some LEDs coming in for his upper saucer. So I'm gonna, once that comes in, I'll get through, and then I got some stuff in for a surprise that I'm going to be doing on the final reveal of the ship for him. It came in from Cameron's decals and such, and this is going to be kind of a special thing that I did for my client Hank. So Hank, I hope you get to like it when you see it, and we'll go from there. And finally got some stuff in from my client John, stuff I need to finish up his Enterprise B. So I'm going to be working on that this week, and in the meantime, while I'm on the weekend, while I was waiting for all this stuff to come in, I started working on my next big project, which is a 1/350 scale Enterprise class, the classic Enterprise TOS. And I started messing around. I got the primary hull, the upper and lower saucer painted, primed and light blocked. I have the secondary hull primed, light blocked, and I actually got it painted. And I started messing with the shuttle bay, and I'll take you through here in just a few seconds. I'll swing, we'll swing you over to the bench and show you what's going on from there. But I just want to take the time out to say thanks to all my viewers. I hope the channel continues to grow, and I hope I can help everyone that needs help. I can show them the way on how to do things. Of course, I want to say that the things that I do on my ships are my way. There's many other ways of doing things, and of course, I take in consideration, I take to what other people have done, other builders have done, and incorporate it and doing it into my way, the way I like, the way it works for me. So don't take my ways of doing things as the right way or the wrong way. And I encourage everybody to not only view my channel, but to view others as well on YouTube, to find the better way to help them to find each of their own techniques to do that they can mold into their one way that works best for them, and go from there. And I hope the way I do helps. I learned a lot from a good buddy of mine over at TrekWorks, Boyd Crompton. He, I started watching him a couple of years ago, and I started, I liked the way he did things, and I started incorporating certain aspects of the way he does things into my work. And I started watching Steve Smith over off Smith Model Industries, and he got me doing a certain thing a certain way, and I like doing it. So everybody's their own way, and like I said, I just told them that things that I do are my way, with some incorporated things from other people's builds, and I encourage you to to learn, and I hope that I can help you here too. So and I want to say thanks to all my subscribers. I want to say thanks to Ralph at Tenant Controls for supplying the lighting kits that I need. I want to say thanks to Cameron Lewis from Cameron's Decals and such. He's provided me with some excellent decals for my 350 NX01, and I will definitely be buying from him again. And I want to say thanks to everybody else out there that's on Facebook that has helped me through the years with building these models and stuff like that. And I just want to say thanks, and all the ones that I've met on Facebook that have given me a chance to build for them, I appreciate it. Appreciate the work, and keep sending them to me, guys and girls. So but now, and I also want to say also that I've gotten almost 5,000 views now, and that's phenomenal from the first time that I started building and started doing this channel, and I just love it. I always have enjoyed building. So now I'm going to swing over to the bench and show you what I've been doing on that, and we'll be right back, so stay tuned. Welcome back. As you can see right here, what I have on my bench is we have the secondary hull of the Classic Enterprise. Now what I've gone through and done is I've light blocked. I used on this particular ship I used a black primer, and then I used a white primer underneath that to help with the shading of the ship, of the base coat. And then I've gone through and I've light blocked the inside and sprayed the white coat, so that way it'll help with the lights bounce around on the inside. And so far this kit's been a fun build. Like I said, I've just been messing with it. I haven't been doing a whole lot with it this weekend. I've been busy doing other things as well, but I saw Boyd off of TrekWorks do this with his kit, and of course he was a automotive repair, auto body repair and paint specialist on his, so he knows how to mix and all that kind of stuff, and he has access to the good expensive acrylic urethanes that use automotive, and a lot of them will, a lot of it works well with these model kits. But just to let you know that that's a good thing. If you can afford the acrylic urethane, that's great. It works well. There's no problems with the paints whatsoever on them, and they work well with it works well with lacquers, enamels, and acrylics, and that's a really good paint if you can afford it. And also I've done some experimenting too, and I've seen a lot of people use this stuff you get at the craft stores. Let me zoom in. It's this apple barrel acrylic paint, and it works real well. It's just your basic acrylic, and it's very inexpensive. I think it runs around like maybe $2.50 to $3 a bottle at Walmart. And you can pretty much pick this stuff up anywhere: Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Walmart, any craft store, and it works real well. And it's like I said, it's inexpensive to get. So if you go through something and you don't like the paint, you don't have to worry about spending $30-40 to get more paint. This stuff works really well, and you can thin it down with water, Windex, or isopropyl alcohol, and that's what I use to thin out my paint. Is just $2 bottle of isopropyl alcohol. And so what I did, let me zoom back out again, and what I did is I just took some black and white, mixed it together, and it'll have, when you do that, it has kind of a bluish hue to it. So I took just a couple of drops of brown and mixed it in there, and it toned it down and got that really pretty gray that's in here. Let me flip my light around, because I know this light has a bad habit of overexposing the paints and lights and all that kind of stuff. So, but you can see it turned out to be a real pretty gray, and I like it, and I'm gonna stay with that, and it works really well. I'm gonna turn my light back on. And the thing about this type of paint is you have to let it dry real good to cure it, or else it's gonna wipe right off. There'll be a white residue, a powdery residue on there. And one thing I learned a while back is if you don't want to spend worry about sanding down with like a 1200 or 1500 grit sandpaper, you can do that. I found very easily that when I was doing my Aztec masking on my refit, that straight up paper towel works real well. It takes off the edges, the sharp edges, and it smooths out the paint on here. You just lightly, once you spray it down and it dries, you just lightly take it and wipe it, run it across just very gently, and it takes off that grittiness that's on on the surface, and it dries real, and it looks real smooth. So this is ready to go once I get the lights into it, and I get it, you know, together and puttied, and then I'll go through and spray it, you know, do my touch-up spray, and you know, and then, you know, it'll be ready to go for my you know, the pylons and everything else. So this is basically ready to go. So now what I've done is, let me zoom in to, I'm working on the shuttle bay here, and got all the wires and everything run the way I need to. Let me zoom in a little more. Oops, sorry. Zoom in to where I can get you into shot here. You can see I have my shuttle bay floor, and then I have my two outer walls. All these wires get in the way, but I have my shuttle bay, you know, the two outer walls and the upper wall, or you know, the upper the ceiling. And I swear that's problem with magnet wires, it catches on everything. And then I have my my rear bulkhead of the shuttle bay, and I was looking at the picture, and it was kind of a beige, and the closest thing to the beige I could find down in my neck of the woods was the Tamiya deck tan, and that's the XF55, and that turned out really pretty, with some gray, with the gray you know, the gray boxes and stuff like that, and it worked real well. So I'm pleased with that. So what I did here is I just sprayed, you know, I light blocked it both, you know, from the back, spray painted my you know, light blocked it where it reflected, and then sprayed my primary colors on here on the walls, and then I took my knife and scratched out the windows. Sorry, I didn't realize I wasn't in shot there. But I scratched out my windows with the with my hobby knife, and but on the back side, I'm gonna tell you, with this, these walls are kind of thick. I don't know if you can see right there or not without it going, you know, without it blurring out, but these walls are kind of thick, and it's a solid piece right there. So what you're gonna have to do is, what I did is, I have some of the micro 0805 LED light strip, and wired it in there, and you can pick that up over at HDA Modelworks. He carries this stuff, and he's you know, very inexpensive. And once I, you know, got it in, I filed the back side of this down enough to where the LED strip tape will lay flat. Let me move the camera here to where you're in shot. I'm sorry about that, folks, but what I did is I went through on the back side, and I marked the area of the LED light strip, how long it was going to be, and then I took my Dremel tool and grinded out area just long enough for the LED light strip to sit down into, and then I put a piece of tape over that. And let me get my power supply here, and I'll show you here, if the camera will allow me to, this light up here will allow me to. Give me just 1 second here. Got cords wrapped up and around each other. There we go. Let me see if I can't. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. Let me turn my, there's my hand over top of it, so you can see it lights up from behind real well. And I will tell you, folks, that there's not a whole lot of room on the back side in between the walls of the shuttle bay and the exterior hull of the ship, so there's not a whole lot of room you're going to be able to do. So we're going to have to do some playing around with the lighting when we get ready to mount the shuttle bay into the main into the secondary hull. But also what I did with I saw Boyd did this, and I liked it. I liked that idea. It was kind of cool idea. This shuttlecraft that comes with the kit is hollow in the center, so you can put a light in there and it lights up real nice. And so what I did is I put a piece of tape over where the windows go, and then I light blocked it, and then I put my primary color on there, you know, painted it white, and then I took the piece of tape off, and then put the once the paint dried, I put my decal on there. And let me hook this back up to you. Let me get my, just don't want to mess with that big old system again, but I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. Well, I'm going to turn my light off. I'm going to turn my light around. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it or not, but you can see the windows. Come on, quit moving around on me here. You can see the windows are lit up on this, and you know, I used a 1.8 millimeter LED for that, and or you can use a 3 millimeter bulb LED, and just kind of, you're gonna have to grind it down on either side, but that's in there, and I got that mounted on, and I just run my wire down through the base of the shuttle bay floor, and once it's in, you're not going to be able to see the wires go out the back. So what I'm going to do now, besides, oh yeah, I was going to tell you too, I also use some 5 millimeter LEDs, and I still got to do a little bit of paint, touch-up paint here on the top of the shuttle, of the roof of the shuttle bay. And what I did is I masked off these two areas right on either side, and it lights up these LED light strip, sets down in these trenches real nice. There's not a whole lot of extra room for this stuff, and all I did is I just put, you know, laid them in there face down, and used some CA glue, and it worked real well. So and it lights up real nice. And let me get my tester here and show you. But you can see that light overexposes everything, but you can see the lights there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go off camera, get this mounted up, and get it mocked up and set stationary, and show you what it looks like. So I will be right back, so stay tuned. Alright guys, welcome back. Sorry it took me so long, but you can see now that I've got the shuttle bay all assembled and put together. And let me zoom in, see if you can see it. Well, let me see if I can't lower it. But you can see the shuttle bay there is all assembled. And let me see if I can't set this up a little bit to where it's not in the way, but you can see there I've got the shuttle bay all assembled now, and got the lights are coming through really nice in the back. And I'll zoom up, see if I can zoom in a little bit to see to show you the interior. Oops, wrong way. Let me see if it'll go into focus. There we go. There's a good crystal shot right there. All the lights are nice and shining through. The lights on the shuttle bay are coming. The lights in the shuttle are coming through real nice, and the two LED light strip up here on the top is going through real nice. So it turned out real nice, folks. So that's going to take care of it for this episode. This is part one. Part two will be lighting on the secondary hull, as well as working on Hank's Enterprise E. So until we see you again, folks, take care, and you can catch up catch on the updates of this build on my Facebook channel, Demko Modelworks, as well as here. So until then, take care, and we'll see you around the bend, folks. Have a good night.